Hi friends, you are watching the channel Nurses Forum. Today we can see important image based questions part 2. Before going to the topic, those who are not subscribed to our channel, please subscribe. And please don't forget to press the bell button. It will help you to get the notification of our new uploading videos. Let us move to the topic. The first one, which procedure is performing here? Right answer is central venous line insertion. So this is the procedure of central venous line insertion. Central venous catheter is a special IV line that is inserted into several large veins in the body. So central venous catheter is a special IV line which we are inserting into several large veins in the body. Most commonly used veins are subclavian vein, jugular vein, femoral vein. Central lines are used for administer medication and fluids, obtain blood tests for various blood investigations, and monitor central venous pressure. Central venous pressure is the blood pressure in the vena cava near the right atrium of the heart. So by monitoring the central venous pressure, we will get the pressure in the right atrium of the heart. Normal CVP is 2 to 6 mm of Hg. One of the most important point in central venous catheter insertion is we should perform a chest X-ray after central venous line insertion to confirm the position of the catheter. We can go to the next image. Which maneuver is demonstrating here? Right answer is jaw thrust maneuver and chin lift maneuver. The left one is jaw thrust maneuver and the right one is chin lift maneuver. These are the maneuvers used to prevent the tongue from obstructing the upper airways. We used to perform this in unconscious patients, traumatically and critically ill patients, their airway is compromised. Jaw thrust maneuver should be used on patient with suspected cervical injury. It helps to clear the tongue from the airway with minimal neck movement. That is, we should not use chin lift maneuver in a condition we are suspecting a cervical spine injury. In that scenarios, we have to use jaw thrust maneuver to minimize the neck movement. Next question. Name the device shown in the picture. Right answer is knee hammer or reflex hammer. This is the instrument used to test the deep tendon reflex, which helps to diagnose central and peripheral nervous system disorders. We can see the next image. This is triage system and tags. We are using this triage system to categorize the patient according to the severity of illness. You can see 4 color codes there: red, yellow, green and black. In the red color, it indicates high priority treatment or transfer. For example, massive hemorrhage, tension pneumothorax. The life-saving critically ill patients will be included in the red category. The next one is yellow. Yellow signals medium priority. Example, isolated, simple, femur fracture. Next one is green. Green is used for ambulatory patients. That means mild injuries. For example, isolated abrasion, contusion, sprains. The last one is black. Black for dead or those with minimal chance of survival. Example, massive head injury, 95% coverage with third degree burns. That means in the black category, the minimum chance of survival will be there. That kind of patients will be included in the black tag. We can go to the next image. The image shows hernia mesh. It is used in herniorrhaphy to support the weakened tissues, and it closes the opening within the damaged muscles that allows a hernia to pass through. We know Hernia is a condition in which protrusion of the organs through the weakened muscles. By using this hernia mesh, we can prevent the protrusion of organs through the weakened muscles. We can go to the next image. Name the spleens shown in the picture. BB spleen and Thomas spleen. The left one, that is BB spleen, and the right one is Thomas spleen. These two spleens are used in fractures. Bollard-Brown spleen or BB spleen. It is a common spleen used in wards for immobilization and reduction of fracture femur and lower limb fracture. BB spleens are commonly used in fracture femur and lower limb fracture. Next one is Thomas spleen. It is most commonly used for fracture femur, especially in fracture shaft of femur. This image shows disaster color code. Color codes in emergency measures. This question was asked in last year AIMS examination. Let us see the color codes. Black. It denotes bomb threat, suspicious object. Blue. Cardiac arrest, medical emergency. Brown. Chemical spill, hazardous material. Grey. Shelter in place or air exclusion. Green. Evacuation. Color orange. Mass casualty accident. Pink. Pediatric emergency. Code purple. Medical emergency other than cardiac arrest. Code red. Fire. Code white. Violence or aggression. Code yellow. Missing patient. So friends, try to by heart these color codes used in emergency measures. We can see the next image. Name the device shown in the picture. It is called as oropharyngeal or Goodell's airway. Goodell's airway or oropharyngeal airway is used to open and maintain patient airway patent by preventing tongue fall. This is the device used to open and maintain patient airway patent by preventing the tongue fall. The correct size of Goodell's airway is chosen by measuring from the midpoint of incisors to the angle of the jaw. By seeing this image, you can understand this midpoint of incisors to angle of the mandible. You can see this image. There are different sizes and with different color codes, starting from 000 to 6. We will get the size of the Goodell's airway by measuring from the midpoint of the incisors to the angle of the jaw. This image shows an external fixator called Ellis arrow. It is called as Ellis arrow external fixator. It is particularly used to treat open and complex bone fracture. Ellis arrow external fixator. It is used to treat open and complex bone fractures. It is especially used in non-union fractures. We can go to the next image. What is the name of this monitor? This monitor is called as tracheostomy cuff pressure monitor. Tracheostomy cuff pressure monitor. You may have seen the tracheostomy tube. A cuff is there on the proximal end of the tracheostomy tube, and this monitor is used to measure the pressure of that particular cuff. The cuff pressure should be in between 20 mm Hg to 25 mm Hg. The optimal pressure in the cuff prevents pulmonary aspiration and minimizing the pressure injury to the tracheal wall. So friends, to prevent pulmonary aspiration and minimizing this pressure injury to the tracheal wall, we need to keep the cuff pressure in between 20 mm Hg to 25 mm Hg. Which maneuver is demonstrating here? It is called as Heimlich maneuver. Heimlich maneuver. It is also called as abdominal thrust. Abdominal thrust. It is a first aid procedure used to treat upper airways obstruction by foreign objects. Heimlich maneuver or abdominal thrust is a first aid procedure used to treat upper airway obstruction by foreign objects. We are exerting forceful pressure on the bottom of the diaphragm to remove or to dislodge the object. Residual volume of air helps in Heimlich maneuver to remove the foreign object. Let us see the next image. The image shows laryngeal mask airway LMA or supraglottic airway. Laryngeal mask airway LMA or supraglottic airway. LMA is a supraglottic device shaped like a large endotracheal tube on the proximal end that connects to an elliptical mask on the distal end. It provides a low pressure seal around the laryngeal inlet. We can see the image once more. LMA is a supraglottic device shaped like endotracheal tube having two ends. In the proximal end the same is like a endotracheal tube, and in the distal end an elliptical mask is there, and it provides a low pressure seal around the laryngeal inlet. It is used for short procedures when endotracheal intubation is not necessary. We can see the next image. This is called as raccoon eye. The image shows raccoon eye. Basilar skull fracture is the most common cause of raccoon eyes. Basilar skull fracture is the most common cause of raccoon eyes. It is also called as periorbital ecchymosis. It occurs due to the collection of blood in the soft tissue around the eye. So raccoon eye is caused due to the collection of blood in the soft tissue around the eye in basilar skull fracture. Basilar skull fracture involves any kind of fracture including temporal bone, occipital bone, sphenoid bone or ethmoid bone, which makes the base of the skull. We can see the next image. Which procedure is performing here? Right answer is spinal anesthesia. Spinal anesthesia is given in the lumbar region at the L2 or L3 space or in between L3 and L4 space. I would like to add one more point in spinal anesthesia part. That is the most common complication of spinal anesthesia is bradycardia and hypotension. We can move to the last image. Name the device shown in the picture. Right answer is vacuum extraction set. Vacuum extraction set. This is the device which is used in vacuum extraction. Vacuum extraction is an assisted delivery technique with the help of vacuum device. It is also called as induced delivery. It is used in the second stage of labor if it has not progressed adequately. A suction cup is placed on the head of the baby and it is attached to the vacuum device. So the negative pressure created in the system will help to deliver the baby. That's all for today, friends. Thank you for watching this video. We will upload the third part of image based questions very soon. Thank you.